Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I believe we have the sound correct today, the other day not, but sometimes that happens. So I would ask you to choose the point that draws you, the crystal that draws you today. They're lovely. I think they're artificially colored, but they're lovely. So let's begin. All right. For those of you who chose this really light sort of blue, this light blue purple, we have the Death card. We have the Eight of Cups and we have the Sun. So these are powerful arcana. My goodness. You know what this Death card is? See, the Death card can represent a lot of different kinds of endings, but because it's with this Eight of Cups, I think that it's an ending that is actually bringing joy with this Sun. So the Eight of Cups is sort of like, this is a peaceful figure. He's off sort of communing with his intuition. He's under the moonlight, he's off on his own. He is trying to reflect upon his emotions, kind of get more centered. Water, a lot of times, is emotion, it's well-being. And he's trying to understand a little more about what he needs. He's sort of off in search of what's missing. And so that Eight of Cups goes really well with the Death card, because the Death card is a kind of an acceptance, a kind of a knowing something is done, a kind of maybe being ready to let something go too. It can be letting something go that's standing between you and what you really need emotionally. So it can be anything. It can be just an acknowledgement, an understanding that something that's self-defeating, you're letting go of that, or, any kind of ending. Maybe it's an ending you didn't ask for, but now you're getting peace about it. So, and there's acceptance and peace coming in. So the Sun is joy coming in too, and it's the sun shines upon you. So I feel like whatever time you've been spending with Source, there's some real approval for you that you're handling things well, that you're on the right track. Internally, you're coming to some resolution of something and on to something much more joyful. So I like these cards. These are good cards. Yes, for those of you who chose this pink stone, we have all minor arcana, so not a big deal, not huge decision making or huge events, but we've got the Seven of Wands, you're standing your ground. We've got the Eight of Swords. There's something you might feel a little trapped about, but those are our thoughts. Like this woman, she can walk straight out of there. She's not really trapped. So I think that sometimes this comes up to let us take a moment to examine our assumptions. Are we trapped? Are we, even these are minor arcana, so it could be trapped as far as I have to do all this today, or this is what I must do. This is what I should do. This is, or this is an onerous task. Sometimes our thoughts are the problem itself. Sometimes it's not an onerous task. Sometimes we're not trapped. We're exactly where we plan to be. And sometimes we have a lot more options than we think we do. So this card, a lot of times, especially minor arcana stuff, it kind of comes up to say, examine your thoughts. And then we have the Seven of Wands. It's just standing your ground. So whatever there is, it might feel like a challenging time, but you're certainly standing your ground. And there's a silver lining here. This Two of Cups is a time of seeing eye to eye with somebody, maybe making an agreement. And again, these are minor arcana, so it can be something like an agreement to do this together, or to meet at this time, or some sort of seeing eye to eye when you're cooperating with somebody. It can be somebody you work with. This can be a relationship. This can simply be a conversation where it's really kind of nice. I like the cups. It's very contented. It's very sort of mutually beneficial kind of interaction. So you've got a mixed bag today, but I think Spirit is trying to give you a little pointer, trying to tell you are indeed standing your ground, you're doing well, and examine your thoughts, because you actually have a lot of options and you are actually doing quite well. That's what I'm seeing there. All right, for those of you who chose this sort of multicolored crystal, we have the Temperance Angel, we have the King of Swords, and we have the Knight of Swords. So the Temperance Angel is your major arcana. Something is moving forward gradually and with temperance and wisdom. Now, I like the King of Swords because that's wisdom as well. That's intellectual wisdom. And this is sort of an intuitive, notice how the angel dips her toe in the water, sort of that. The water, I always feel like, represents emotion, intuition. We're mostly made of water. Our earth is mostly made of water. It sort of represents source in some ways. So this Temperance Angel gives you this wisdom that it's all right if things are moving gradually. You're being led each step of the way. You want balance. See, the cups are about emotional balance. You want balance. So you're being given this help. You can call upon this help today. And you have a good plan. You have a good intellect. Now, the Knight of Swords is saying, I don't know if there's temptation to argue today, or if there's somebody coming at you with somebody who kind of feels like they're really right and they're kind of argumentative, or maybe there's somebody who just tends toward a little bit aggressive, and not entirely mature and not seeing the whole picture, one or the other. And maybe there's somebody in your environment you're listening to like that, or maybe that's a temptation to argue. You kind of feel like you want to charge forward and argue a point. You may be right with this King of Swords, but the Temperance Angel would have you taking a more cautious approach, dipping a toe in. Maybe it's not the day to bring an issue. Maybe it's not the day to try to really get through to this other person. Maybe it's not that day, And frankly, a lot of times that doesn't work anyway. We can be as determined as we want to be. They're going to think what they're going to think. So sometimes the Temperance Angel can lead us in our communication and make it just really smart and wise and patient, Like we can't accomplish it all in one day. If this is not about somebody in your environment, then this can be about a plan that's halfway to completion as well, and a charge forward kind of day where you feel like charging forward with your plan. And that Knight of Swords can be a lot of good energy. And with the King, I feel like, sometimes the Knight of Swords, we're charging forward. We don't see the end yet. We don't see the full picture yet. But with this King, I think you do. I think you've got a good plan. So it can be about that. A charge forward moment on something that takes a while, and you're going to be seeking balance. All right. Well, those are good cards. I really love that Temperance Angel. I really do. For those of you who chose this clear white crystal, we have the Emperor, we have the 5 of coins, and we have the 10 of cups. So the Emperor is all about right and wrong, cause and effect, the natural laws, the laws. The Emperor is sometimes the Emperor comes up when there's some disapproval or there's some consequences. And now everything's fine underneath it all with this 10 of cups. So you don't need to worry about that. That's nothing major. But there may be some kind of sense of disapproval out there. This 5 of coins is like shut out. Maybe somebody is being disapproving, you feel kind of shut out or something. I only take that interpretation of the card as a possibility because it's next to the 5 of coins. Usually the Emperor is a good card. It's taking charge. It's the protective father of the tarot. It's rules and it's laws, but it's for the greater good, that kind of thing. But he can come up too when you're feeling sort of shut out because you're feeling like somebody is being kind of disapproving or stern. So this is a reassurance 10 of cups underneath it all, that you're fine, you're all right, everything is really all right at the base of it. You have people who love you, and here and on the other side too, that 10 of cups sometimes comes up to say, hey, we're here to emotionally support you too. On the other side, we're an entire family, we're complete. So that 10 of cups sometimes comes up when our loved ones want to tell us that. The 5 of coins, that can be money woes, that can be, again, just feeling a little shut out or feeling a little lacking, feeling some lack. However, that 5 of coins is about, it's transient, it's not permanent, it's temporary, because they are heading toward the church door and they will be going in where there's abundance. So the 5s, a lot of times they're a moment, they're a transition. You know, basically Spirit is saying you're going to be fine, it's all right. Another reading of this card, the Emperor, a more positive reading, is that it can be a real take charge energy that you're having, kind of like, I know what's right to do and I'm doing that, or I'm going to take charge of whatever lack it is I perceive or worry about, and I'm going to do it right. I'm going to take charge. I'm going to work with reality. I'm going to work with the rules. I'm going to work with it all, and I'm going to get the thing done. So sometimes that's really lovely take charge kind of energy as well. And again, with the coins, it can be money woes. It can be anything that makes you feel a little bit insecure. It can be, because coins can be health. Coins can be relationships. Coins can be other sources of security. But basically, I think you've got a lot of support here. And there's a lot of good positive energy. Yeah, I see a lot of push for change in this. Not about huge things. It's not even a big deal, but just some push for a nice change. All right. Well, I thank you all so very much and hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.